Good morning and welcome to Morning Coach. Today, I am so glad you're with us. Hey, it's JB. Super pumped you're here this Monday, May 26, 2025, ready to go. Another Monday here, excited. A lot of things happening. We're going to go over some quick things. Like I said, I don't like to use the CoachCast for news, but there is a lot happening. Glad you're with me this morning. Make sure we're doing our morning ritual. Take time for self-care, listen to CoachCast, and get organized with the planner. Very basics. Let's keep it to the simple functions of, having the right perspective, setting those priorities, and improving our performance. That's it. If we just do those things, we're going to be killing it. But I'm bringing you a lot more. Why? Because we've got everybody doing different things, and I want to bring all this wonderful energy to you and help you live your best life. The part of that 800 group that I'm building over my next 15 years that I want to be a part of, right? And I'm excited as we continue down this weekly theme of relationships, families, parenting, dealing with difficult people. And we got a good one this week, okay? A special note, just real quick, the Longevity Planner is live. That is not for everybody. Okay, it's an amazing planner if you're into health, longevity, anti-aging. You want to start tracking your macros. You want to start tracking your supplements, the medication maybe that you're on. Everything that you're doing is in that planner. 4 days. You can get it up in four sheets a day, like literally everything you need there. I'm using it for my marathon training, my nutrition, and every supplement that I'm taking. Get a chance, check it out. You also have sleep and so much more in there. So just check that out. Go over to longevity. Buy that logo, click that logo, go in your longevity area. We've built, it literally is 1,600-page planner. This year's is good to go. And you'll see that. I've been putting stuff up in the news, but if you're going to use that, it's an amazing planner for those of you that are doing that. Okay? Again, just an additional, not something you have to do. Don't try to do everything here at Morning Coach, please. That's not what this is about. It's about giving systems and tools for different people that are doing different things. And you may not need it now, but you may need it one day. It's Memorial Day here at Morning Coach and Memorial Day here in the United States, and it's a time for honoring service, sacrifice, and purpose. At Morning Coach, we recommend taking a moment of silence, journeying about what legacy means to you and asking, am I using my freedom to live fully? And just to think about that today as we move forward on Memorial Day. Very important day here at Morning Coach. This week, as we discuss your morning ritual, make sure you take time for self-care, listen to CoachCast. Then this week's topics are going to be about building massive friendship. We're going to have some fun discussing how do you have friends all over the world, people that will support you, help you along the way, and how do you know who those people are? We're going to get through that today. Tomorrow, we've got the Rich Relationships. We're finishing Selena's book. Really good book. I love it. And we're going to go over the 6 circles of connection. I want to end it on that. But again, I would suggest you grab that book. It's that good on relationships. Wednesday, we've got Understanding True Friendship. Again, kind of part 2 of today. We're going to get into the depth of that. On Thursday, we're going to talk about conflict. And how do you handle it when you have friends and family and you're dealing with conflict in your life and you have to address that? A lot of us don't like conflict. I'm going to give you some tips for that, which is a good one. Friday, we're going to talk about finances and friends and talking about specifically investments, stocks, even some gambling areas and being very cautious of some things that can happen as you start to have more success, as we have a lot of successful people here at Morning Coach, and you start doing things and other people try to follow those things that you're doing and they might not be as risk adverse. I want to talk about some of those things, how you can handle that, and some of the things I do to handle that when people go, well, just give me a stock tip, or just, you're in this crypto thing and you've made a ton of money on it, just tell me what to buy. And it's always hard, even with my parents who are on fixed income, it's hard because I have the ability to lose. I've structured my life in the ILD sense that I have percentages that I can throw at things that are extremely risky, as Ira would say, gambling, right? As a financial planner that he is. But I'm able to do that. High risk equals high reward. But along the way, I get hammered too. So the last thing you want to do is have somebody do something that you're doing and then have a real big financial gain or a big financial loss. It's a double-edged sword. So we're going to talk about that on Friday. Obviously, Dr. Paul's been doing an amazing job on the longevity series. If you've had a chance to really dive into some of his stuff, it's amazing. You can find that not only here on Saturdays, but also the entire library is now going up in the longevity area. You can ask questions. We got some news coming on that. Just keep back on some of the communication stuff. I'll be making some announcements. Just make sure you check the news area. Okay, and then we've got Sunday, finding time for spiritual connections. Again, always kind of this idea of kind of spirituality, energy on Sundays. I think it's important we are connecting. But today is Memorial Day, and I don't know if you say Happy Memorial Day or let's be thankful on Memorial Day, but welcome. Welcome to Morning Coach Today. Today we honor those who gave their lives in service, right? And we ask, what are we doing with the life and the freedom we've been given? It's a great question. What are we doing? This is the final Monday of our check month, and while we're diving into the core of a life well lived, friendships truly matter. And again, I just mentioned it's a check month. So make sure, we're getting that plan ready to go for the summer. I'm already doing my final checks for my running and things that I'm doing, my health, and really getting into it right now. Years ago, I was surrounded by people who didn't understand my vision. You ever been there? I was going in a corporate job. People didn't really know what I want, what I was about, and I would share ideas and get blank stares. It was really difficult, or worse, I'd get subtle discouragement constantly. Not many people believed in me. And that had to change. I started seeking out aligned energy, and over time, my circle became my support system, not a drain. And it all started with intention. And that's when I started going out and meeting other people that were doing amazing things instead of the crab in the bucket. If you've ever heard the analogy of the crab in the bucket, it's one of those old things like the starfish story. But the crab in the bucket, starfish story is another one. I'm not going to get into it, but it's something that, all of us speakers know. But the crab in the bucket is if you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket and you leave the top off and the crabs try to get out, if one starts to escape, they'll grab it and pull it right back down, right? And it's just crabs in the bucket, and they'll never get out because they just keep pulling each other down. Where if they all work together, they could all escape, go to the ocean, and live amazing. But they're all going to be cooked because they just keep pulling each other back in. And a lot of people are crabs in the bucket. So we've got to really start being careful of that and looking out for those crabs in the bucket and be able to break free from that. So what do we need to do to build some great relationships? Well, number one is be intentional. Don't wait for friendships to happen. Create space for aligned people. Now, if you're like me, I have a lot of built-up social anxiety and PTSD. I really don't like the normal population. I don't like to be around people. And I'm not afraid to say that. I've said that in front of people when I'm speaking, in my big events. And people, oh, no, what do you mean you don't like people? Well, I just don't like the wrong people. Those people that are takers. My big thing, and we're going to get into this in a minute, is I'm intentional about going out and serving and helping, but I have to be around those that respect the things that I do. I work extremely hard at everything that I do. I put time and energy and intellect into the things that I do, and I need that respect. If you don't respect the things that I've done and the things that I do, I don't want you in my life. It's that simple. So it's about respect. I will respect you as long as you respect me. But I've got to be intentional about finding those type of people. That's why I'm keeping my numbers low. Years ago, we had thousands and thousands of people. And I just don't want that anymore. I would rather be intentional about building real relationships with people and focusing on that, which is what I'm doing. And the key here is to go deep, not wide. So a few strong connections beat 100 surface level ones. And so that's where I used to live. I had a very wide group of friends. I had all kinds of friends, but no depth. And so I've changed that, and I'm still very, very, very careful of who I let in. But I'd rather get to know somebody and know that they know that I care than just surface level stuff. And Morning Coach is going to be a part of that. That's one of the big things we're doing with Morning Coach. And again, watch the news because I've got some special CoachCasts coming as you go log into the site. But to me, it's about the depth. It's about getting to know you and providing tools for you and resources for you. This is an unusual system. We talk about AI a lot, and I love it, and I'm giving you some examples of AI, but we have to be cautious with AI. Why? Because we embrace AI. It helps us scale. It gives us clarity and tools, but we have to be aware. AI cannot replace human empathy. And I think this is a big issue I see I was talking to a few therapists the other day, and we were having this discussion that we have to be cautious of AI pretending to be a therapist or a mentor. Because if you're not rooted in human connections, values, and discernments, that's where the issue is. And that's what we stand for here. I love tools. I love technology, but I'm going to caution you about as we get into AI, and I'm going to show you amazing things that it's doing for us. But when it comes to coaching and therapy, that mental side, it's a freaking computer. Okay? And I know they have the therapist ChatGPT right in ChatGPT. Be very cautious of that, okay? Please, because if you're using it for that, it's just going to be the old, oh, everything's great, everything's perfect, everything's great. It's a computer. It doesn't have human empathy. Same thing when you're building your plans. Make sure your mission and your vision are structured with what you want to do. Yes, I'm building a system to help assist in that, but you're going to have to input the data because at the end of the day, it's a computer that's taking the data and then giving you probability. And I think it's really important to understand that when AI, we stay grounded. So, hey, I love my assistant. I love my AI assistant, Athos, but it's not a friend, right? It's not a human being. It's not a therapist. It's not a coach. It's a thing. It's a computer. And people say, well, it's going to get better and better. Yeah, it may get better. But the human empathy factor is one that I just can't see happening. Maybe it will. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I've been pretty good at predicting things. So use it for the right things and be careful with the wrong things, okay? So as you go deep with your AI, you can go wide. Like, don't get deep with your AI. Be cautious of that. And I'm already seeing that happen in society. It's a freaking computer, okay? So understand that and use it for that. Make sure you have discernment and understand that you have human connection, values, and discernment. Really important. Okay. It's like a sci-fi movie, right? All right, let's keep going. Okay, so we want to have people that align with values. Mission matters. Surround yourself with those who support your mission and your vision. It's critical. I mean, I do not want people that want me to fail. I always say this quote, I don't want people around me that are not clapping when I'm winning. I'd rather get rid of them. I don't want them in my life. I want everybody here supportive. I want people that are in my life that share my vision, that are excited about me, and I've really had to make some changes. Had to let some people go. You don't believe in me, I don't want you in my life. Even family members, I'll ghost. Like, you're not even alive if you don't support what I do. Like, get out of here. And you say, oh, JB, isn't that you're not being nice? No, I'm living my life at 56 years old next month, right? It's a short time to be here. I want to be with those that are amazing, like you. I want to be around people that are working on themselves and respect the things that I'm doing and also respect what I'm doing. Because here's the deal. I think it's really important that, there's probably issues that I have, and I'll be the first person to raise my hand. I do everything with proper intent, and I think this is really important. Doesn't mean it's right, but I'm going to do the best that I can. Just like one day I tried to give this homeless guy, I was walking out of a store, and I said, hey, man, here's $40. Can I buy you dinner tonight? And he got angry. F you, asshole. What do you think? I'm poor? You think I don't have money? I did it with the right intent. It wasn't received that way, but I did it from my heart. And everything I do in my life, I know that I'm not trying to take. I'm trying to provide value. And so I can live my life in a way that I feel good and I sleep good at night because I do it with the right intent. Doesn't mean it's right. My intention maybe not be right, but I at least live with the right intent. Does that make sense? So that's why we want to find other people that have those same values, that understand that they're doing the best they can. Their best might not be good enough. Their best might not be an issue. But if you're somebody that's willing to try and you care, I'll work with you. I was telling Karen the other day as we're staffing up, we're starting to bring a lot more staff on. And I said, I'm great with mistakes as long as you care. But if you don't care and you're just a numbers person, you're just doing some menial tasks for me, and you don't care and you make mistakes, I'm a jerk. I'm a jerk because you don't care. But if you come and you care and you legitimately care and you put the energy out there, I will allow a million mistakes. Because you're not attempting it, you're not trying. It's like the baseball player with 3 people on in the 9th inning and they need 1 run and he strikes out. He didn't want to strike out, or she in the softball game, she didn't want to strike out, right? So that's what I'm looking for, okay? Aligning those values. You want to communicate honestly. Speak your truth. Good friends can handle it. Again, we don't want to sugarcoat things. We got to be able to put things out there, the good, the bad, the indifferent. Again, talking about AI, this is a problem I have with AI. It's not going to tell you the bad things, okay? It's a rah-rah kind of weird thing, right? It's a computer. So be careful and communicate honestly with your friends. And then commit to growth. Grow together. Real friends want to see you evolve. I think it's the most important thing. Let's grow together. Let's grow together. That's what's important. So remember, we've got 4 legs of everything that we do. We have a mission and a mission and a vision. That's who we're going to become and what we're doing, right? We have the team. We have the support group around you. That's part of what we're building. And it's going to get better and better and better. We're going to continue to build this team. And I'm working on that side. So you have the community to help you, support you. Communication needs to get better. Okay? Things that you need to be working on. 4 legs of the table. And then your commitment to improvement. You just got to be committed. And if you do this, we're going to continue to move forward as we close out this check month. Reflect on your circle. It's one of your greatest assets. You know, I talk about trusted advisors. I talk about that in our December planning. Who are the people in your life? Who's your team? Every successful person that I deal with, especially athletes, has a team now. You know, years ago there wasn't a team. You know, Nicholas, who's doing great, top 50 on the money list in golf, top 50 in the world. He has a complete team. He has somebody who shows him his putter. He's got somebody who shows him his driver. Somebody shows him his irons. He's got psychological help. He's got motivational help. He's got a whole team, accounting help, business manager. Who's on your team, right? Let's make sure we got a good team for you. And let's look at that circle. So your challenge today is, let's get the planner open and list 3 energizing relationships that you have. Who are 3 people that are just propellers in your life? And then write down 1 that drains you. Why are they there? What are they doing? What can we do to resolve that or change it? And then commit to reaching out to 1 aligned person today. So you're writing down 3 energized relationships, 1 that drains you, and you're going to commit to reaching out to somebody that you share things with. The thought of the day: friendship isn't just about connection, it's about alignment. Our journal prompt today, as you got your planner out: who do I need more of in my life, and who do I need less of? What a great journal thought, right? Who do I need more of in my life, and who do I need less of? And our quote today comes from Epictetus. He says, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." That is what Morning Coach is all about. It's about lifting you up. It's about the melloristic attitude of, we can change the world, but we need to take action, and we do it together. So let's get out there, have a phenomenal week. It's going to be a great one. Make sure you check the news. I'm telling you, there's so much happening. We're going to be supporting you in so many new ways as we get ready for our September launch. I'm super excited about it, but just want to send you massive love as we get our week started. So let's get out there and make it happen. And I'll be back with more right here on morningcoach.com to get your day started as we do every single day.